Alright everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing a Starmie solo run. Starmie, a pretty good Pokemon in this generation. For base stats today, we've got 60 in health, we've got 75 attack, 85 in defense, 115 in special, and 115 in speed and 100 in special, with a crit rate of 22%. So we should be looking pretty good. Pretty good stat spread. Obviously mainly going to be using special moves. However, I think the run will still be pretty good. Now, I started this series with Mewtwo, and Mewtwo obviously set the bar high, getting an S+ tier placement on the tier list. Very good. I don't think there's going to be any other Pokemon that can come close to that. But today we're going to see how Starmie does. Obviously, hopping into this first battle really shouldn't be too big of an issue. We've got a same type attack bonus water gun. Just gonna use that a few times, and that gets us through the first rival battle. Now, Starmie has a pretty diverse move pool with ice coverage, electric coverage, psychic coverage, and water coverage. So gonna be hitting a lot of Pokemon for pretty good damage. Also, I've got the same type of attack bonus with water type moves as well as psychic type moves, which really the only psychic type move that we can use is psychic. But we will get that once we reach Saffron City and talk to Mr. Psychic. We can pick that up. But we also have good ice coverage, which will be good against Erica. Which honestly, it might be better to use psychic type moves in that fight, just because we have same type attack bonus. But we do have the Ice Beam option once we reach Celadon City, as well as the Psychic option. So that should be interesting. Now, obviously the Brock fight, it'll be really simple, and we shouldn't have any issues. One thing I do want to note, though, Starmie doesn't learn any moves by level up. So how I'm kind of going to do with evolutions, like stone evolutions, I don't have a level up learn set from, starting at level 5. How I'm going to do that is based off of when the previous evolution would learn the move. I will allow myself to give the Pokemon that I'm running, I'll allow myself to give them that move at said level. So for instance, I think for Starmie, that's going to be Hydro Pump. And Hydro Pump is actually pretty good. It's got a pretty high base power, about 80% accuracy, but it's the strongest water type move that you can have. And with my rules, I like to base these fights off of consistency grading. And my rule for an inconsistent fight is if I can't win it at least more than 5 times out of 10, basically at least 6 times out of 10, it would be inconsistent for me. So it falls under that kind of thing, because it kind of is a luck-based move, because it's not 100% accurate, but it's 80%, which is higher than 60%, so most of the times it'll hit. So that's kind of how I'm going to do that. So I believe Staryu would normally learn Hydro Pump at level 47, so we will teach Hydro Pump at level 47 over something like Surf. So we're going to head into Brock's gym here. We're going to take care of the junior trainer. We're going to take him down. And then after that, we're just going to head over and we're going to take on Brock. So let's head over to him. Let's see how that goes. Brock leading off with his Onix. I'm sorry, not Onix. Geodude. He leads off Geodude. Water Gun 1-shot. Then comes in Onix. Water Gun 1-shot. 2-shot. 2 1-shots from Brock with Water Gun, and we are on to the next fight. We're currently sitting at a perfect score of 33 out of 33 so far. I don't expect us to really have any troubles with Misty. We can use Badge Boost with our Harden to kind of raise our attack a little bit to kind of help, because that's really the only thing that's going to be effective, because Water Gun it's only going to be doing maybe that's 20 plus the same type of attack bonus. It's not going to be very much, honestly. So I'm not really expecting much when it comes to that, but we should be able to see how that goes. Now, let's go ahead and let's go clear out the rest of these trainers, and then let's head over to Misty. Let's see how that gym fight goes. I kind of already told you my plan for that. Just set up with Harden. and then kind of just spam tackle. So let's head over to Misty and let's see how that goes. Misty leads off with Staryu, and I'm just going to take this time to set up Harden. As you can see on the overlay, as I increase my defense, my attack also goes up. That's due to Brock's badge giving you a boost in attack. Just the way this game was programmed, for whatever reason, whenever you use a stat boosting move, it increases all your other stats that have badge boosted. The badge that boosts that stat, they all increase by 12.5%. So just how it was programmed. But we're just going to use tackle after setting up 6 Hardens, and that's going to take care of Misty. This will give us the TM for Bubble Beam, and now with the TM for Bubble Beam, we will have a stronger option, a stronger same type attack bonus water option. Bubble Beam being 60 base power. So that's going to help us a lot, especially in this upcoming fight against Surge, because that's really all we're going to get. We also have an increased level cap up to 28. I don't know if I really mentioned that, but obviously the level caps, I don't think I mentioned it in the previous video, but the level caps are going to be based off of the gym leader's ace. So for instance, after I defeated Brock, the level cap then became 21 because that's the highest level of Misty's Pokemon. So now that I've defeated Misty, now Surge's level cap for the highest level Pokemon is 28. So that's kind of how that works. It's just typical Nuzlocking rules. I like to play with the level cap over something like using time and using this grading system, because I feel like it's a little bit more consistent, and it takes a little bit off of me, the pressure off of me to be quick and get through all this. So that's kind of how I feel about it. But anyway, I'm going to finish going through Nugget Bridge, getting the SS ticket. We're going to head over, clear out the SSN, get the HM for cut, and then we're going to head over and take on Surge. Okay, Surge only has 1 Pokemon. I'm just going to go for Bubble Beam. Goes for Growl, and with 2 Bubble Beams, I take Surge down. Really easy fight. He will now give me the TM for Thunderbolt, which will come in handy. I won't teach it quite yet. Really, the only place I would need to use it is going to be against Lorelei and her Water Ice types. That's pretty much the main reason to use it. If I need coverage against flying types, I'm just going to go for Ice Beam, because it obviously hits more types for super effective damage. So it'll be better rather than teaching Thunderbolt, which is only super effective against water types and flying types. So kind of gives me an extra move slot to work with. I've ran Starmie before, and I'm going to need a physical move on my set to deal with frail psychic types like Alakazam, especially on the final team. Even though I might still have to 2-shot, a physical move is probably better. Maybe I probably could still, because if I'm going to 2-shot with a physical move, I'm probably going to 2-shot with a special move as well. But I don't know, I feel better because Alakazam's defense is so low. But anyway, that's kind of like not important at the moment. So with that done, we are going to head over to Celadon City. We're going to pick up the Ice Beam TM, and then we're going to take on Erica. And you might think that should be an easy fight with Ice Beam, but who knows? That might be a challenge. Anyway, let's go over and let's see how that goes. Okay, Erica leads with Tangela. We're going to go for Ice Beam. It goes for Mega Drain. Does a pretty good amount. It's going to be a 2-shot. Now we're going to go for Weeping Bell, and we don't quite get the 1-shot. And that Stun Spore is really going to hurt us because we're not going to outspeed the Gloom. And as you see here, it just goes for Petal Dance. So that's going to take us down. We're going to reset, come back in at level 32. We're gonna see if we can maybe get better here, but no, I get put to sleep. And if I don't wake up the next turn, it's pretty much over. So I'm gonna reset again. Come in. Still, it's gonna be a 2-shot range on pretty much all of our Pokemon, unfortunately. And me getting hit by status moves, it really does not help. So pretty much if I get hit by Stun Spore or Sleep Powder, I've pretty much lost. So you might as well just reset. This time I actually get a freeze on the Weeping Bell. A little bit of luck on my side there. So coming into the Gloom, we just go Ice Beam, and Erica uses Super Potion. So that gives us the win for free. So Erica, for this one, I have to deduct points for the inconsistency. So that'll be 32 out of 37 points. It's just, I can't say that we would win that fight 6 out of 10 times, especially with those status condition moves. Those moves have, I think most of them are about 55% accurate, but 6 times out of 10, it might still hit. It's pretty close to 60, so I can't really give that in good faith. So that's 32. That's only a 5-point deduction out of our total. And I'm going to go ahead and teach Tri Attack here, just so I have a better physical move, like I said, for those frail psychic types. But that's pretty much it for Celadon City. Just going to clear out the Rocket Hideout, head over to Pokemon Mansion, clear that out, and then we're going to get the Poke Flute, head over to Fuchsia City, and take on Koga, which should be an easy fight. Let's see how that goes. Koga leads with Venonat, and as you can see, I came in this fight poisoned. Sometimes it's good to come into this fight poisoned because then Koga can't use Toxic or Sleep Powder. And I didn't heal because I figured, obviously, it's going to be really easy. Venomoth's going to go for Leech Life, but that doesn't do anything. So we just hit it with 2 hits of Psychic, and that takes care of Koga. Now we've earned ourselves the Soul Badge. We get a badge boost in Speed. And for Koga, we do get that perfect score, 30. Oh, wait. Koga has 4 Pokemon, and I've been putting 37s for him. Is that right? 33, 37. Wait. Surge is 29. Oh, that's not right. That's not right at all. I need to recalculate the score for Koga because he has 4 Pokemon. Anyway, I'll get that recalculated. If I mess that up in the Mewtwo video, I'll make that correction. Because, wow, I just realized that. Anyway, let's head over to Sabrina. This shouldn't be too difficult of a fight. Alright, Sabrina leads with Abra. We're going to go for Tri Attack. We are going to go with a 1-shot. That's good because we didn't want those accuracy drops. Kadabra looks like a 2-shot. Does no damage. There really isn't any much damage they can do. Alakazam misses its attack and I take it down with 2 hits of Tri Attack. So that's pretty much why I want Tri Attack. It felt like it would be better against these frail psychic types. But like I mentioned earlier, it might just be better to use a special move and just 2-shot if I'm going to get a 2-shot range regardless. That might just be better to just go special moves. But I don't know, I feel better using a physical move against them, so I'm going to keep doing it. But anyway, that clears out, gets us, I believe that's the Marsh badge. And I actually forgot to come and pick up the Lapras. I'm going to need that for Surf since I'm not teaching it to Starmie. So I'm going to pick up Lapras, and then we're going to head over to Viridian City. I like to head over to Viridian City because with utilizing Dig, as soon as I beat Blaine, I can dig right to the Pokemon Center in Viridian City and then head right over to the gym. So it's kind of just like a little bit of quicker overworld transversing. So that's why I like to do this. If you're ever curious, it's just quicker for me to get back to take on Giovanni. Alright, Blaine leads with Ninetales, and by this point we've taught Hydro Pump, so it should one-shot all of his Pokemon. One-shot on the Ninetales, one-shot on the Rapidash, and one-shot on the Arcanine. Really easy gym fight. Perfect score, 37 out of 37. So yeah, now we have a badge boost to our special, which is going to be beneficial for us. Although we don't have Harden anymore, got rid of that because it really only served a purpose in the Misty fight. There's really nowhere for us to be setting up Harden, just a badge boost, slightly badge boost our special stat when we really don't need it. So we're going to come in here, kind of clear out the trainers that will let us get to Giovanni. And this should also be a pretty easy fight. So, I mean, I've got Psychic, I've got Hydro Pump, I've got super effective damage against all of his Pokemon, so it should be a clean sweep. So let's go ahead and head over and take on Giovanni. Let's see how easy this fight really is. Dugtrio is first, and while it has a pretty good speed stat, I'm faster, so I'm just going to go for Ice Beam because it's a little bit more consistent and I don't want to get hit with anything that it has. And then we're just going to Hydro Pump, don't quite get the one shot, and it starts setting up double team. Not a problem, doesn't do any damage. And then Hydro Pump, obviously with the ground typing and same type attack bonus, Hydro Pump is just going to be my best move here, even against the Nidos. And Psychic is also super effective, but Hydro Pump's my best move. If you see that crazy 720 effective power against Rhydon, yeah, that's what a 4 times same type attack bonus Hydro Pump looks like against a rock ground type. They have no chance of surviving that, absolutely none. The only way they could survive that is in a generation where they have Sturdy, and they don't have Sturdy in this generation. So that's going to be an easy one-shot KO, always guaranteed. I'm actually curious what level you'd have to be for that not to one-shot. Okay, Lorelei, first Elite 4 member. We're just going to pretty much spam Thunderbolt. Dugong goes for rest, but that just gives us the opportunity to KO it for free. Cloyster doesn't have that great a special, so that's a one-shot. It's going to be a two-shot on the slow grow. It has no attacks that do any effective damage to me. Go Hydro Pump on Jinx because it's my best move. It's going to put me to sleep, but Thrash is not doing very much damage. I'm going to wake up. It actually gets a couple critical hits and actually ends up doing a lot of damage. Finish it off with Tri-Attack. Thunderbolt on the Lapras. It's going to get a hit of Body Slam. No paralysis, thankfully, which probably secures that win there. And then we're going to head over there to Bruno. Pretty easy fight. I mean, also just super effective damage against all of his Pokemon. What can he do? And that's actually one thing that's interesting. Like, Starmie kind of just sweeps the Elite Four. It's got super effective moves against every single Pokemon. Except for Jinx, it's got super effective damage against every Pokemon that the Elite Four have. It's pretty crazy when you think about it. Starmie kind of just sweeps the Elite Four with absolutely no issues whatsoever, and you can see it right here against Agatha. I mean, I'm not even like close to the level cap really at this point in the game, and I'm kind of just sweeping through her team. Like, it's really no problem. Even the last Gengar, it almost gets one shot from level 53. Same type of attack bonus Psychic. So coming into Lance, Thunderbolt for the Gyarados, that'll take care of that. And then I've got Blizzard for the Dragon types. Blizzard's going to one-shot the Dragonair. First Dragonair, second Dragonair, Blizzard one-shots. I can use Hydro Pump or Blizzard here. I'm going to go Hydro Pump, take care of Aerodactyl, and then Blizzard 4 times, effective against Dragonite. We'll take it down. And that's the Elite Four. Really easy. I mean, Starmie just sweeps through. I mean, it has absolutely no issues whatsoever. Yeah, Starmie just doesn't struggle there. I mean, even the champion, the only threat we're really looking at for the champion is Jolteon. With Thunder, it can definitely do some damage, but we're gonna see how this last fight goes. Okay, he leads with Sand Slash. We're just going to go for Blizzard. We can go Blizzard or Hydro Pump. Hydro Pump would do more damage, but Blizzard still gets the one shot. And Tri-Attack. We get a critical hit. Even a critical hit does not one shot. We get hit with Psychic critical hit. Take quite a bit of damage, but we do take down Alakazam. Go for Blizzard. Not quite getting a one shot, and we get Leech Seeded. That can cause us issues. especially because it can whittle down at our health for any Pokemon that we can't take care of. Oh, and as you see here, we miss the Hydro Pump, get hit with Tail Whip and then Quick Attack, and now we're in the orange. So Jolteon comes in, and Hydro Pump's gonna miss. I get hit with Thunder Wave, and then I get hit with Thunder, and that's what I mean. So we're gonna reset, come back in, level 58 at a damage rounding threshold. Hydro Pump this time on Sandslash, take it down. Try Attack, still not quite a one-shot, but it misses Kinesis, and I get the free KO. Now, in comes Exeggutor, Blizzard. Still not a one-shot, not really even close. But that's okay. Get hit with Leech Seed, finish it off. Thunderbolt, almost said Thundershock, takes care of the Cloyster. I don't miss Hydro Pump on the Ninetales, and now we're coming into Jolteon with absolutely full health. We're gonna miss the Hydro Pump again, but it's going for Pin Missile. Now that is one benefit to having that Psychic typing. It will go for either Thunder or Pin Missile, and in this case, it goes for Pin Missile on both turns, giving us the free win, giving us that victory at level 58. So Starmie did really well, and now we're going to give you guys the breakdown and the score, and we're going to rank Starmie. So let's see how well it really did. Okay, now Starmie, after all the tallies, it ends up, for our water types in our water class, we end up with a score of 540 and a 583, which gives it a score of 92%, placing it in the A tier. Now, among psychic types, Starmie will have a score just a little bit below that with 539, still solidifying it in the A tier amongst all the psychic types in Generation 1. And when we filter this for all the Pokemon, all the 151 Pokemon in Generation 1, we get a score of 557, which will give us a 95%, just over 95%, placing Starmie in the S tier. So, trying to compete with Mewtwo. And I did actually realize that I was calculating the points for Koga wrong. That's actually, there's a total of 41 points for Koga. For whatever reason, I thought he had 3 Pokemon. It's probably because he just has repeats, and repeats are kind of silly. So anyway, that is where we're at with Starmie. A tier amongst water and psychic types, S tier amongst all 151 Pokemon. So pretty good performance out of Starmie, I will say. That's I wasn't expecting that error in Koga to actually bump it into the S tier, but that's very interesting. So I guess the main tier list would really be all the 151 Pokemon. So out of all of the 151 Pokemon, it's an S tier. Amongst its fellow colleagues in the water and psychic type, it's an A tier. But yeah, that'll do it for today's video. Probably next we'll either be seeing Butterfree or Aerodactyl. Haven't really decided which one I really want to release yet, but keep an eye out for that. We're going to keep this series alive. We're going to keep it going all 2026. So I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.